Howdy, everybody. Welcome to Liberty Call. Today is Tuesday, August 20th, 2024. Hope you're having a fantastical day out there in the interwebs. Apologize for being a little bit late. Had to go pick up the mail at my office and run some other errands and fuel up my truck. I hadn't got gas, probably in several months. And because I got 76-gallon tank worth of tanks and had to use up all my Kroger points so I could get a bunch of money off. So anyways, hope you're having a great day out there. It's pretty nice here. It's a little on the warm side, but not too bad. And I hope wherever you are, it's not too terrible either. So if it is your first time watching Liberty Call, if you could do me a favor, give me some thumbs up, a like, a share, a subscribe, a follow, and press that notification bell. And, if you could do me a favor, however you're watching this, whether or not it's through a podcast or YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, I send this out to a bunch of places. Could you send me send me an email, and let me know where you're watching it, because I want to try and keep track, because some places show that it gets a lot of views, but I don't really get a lot out, or I don't get a lot of feedback. So if you could do me that favor, I would really appreciate it. This will be the day no one watches. So anyways, all right. So let's go ahead and get into the market recap for today. Dow Jones was down 0.15%, 61 points, closed at 48.34. S&P 500 down 0.2, 11 points, closed at 55.97. NASDAQ down 0.35%, 61 points, closed at 17.814. The VIX was up 8.4% today. It's at 15.88. Canada down 0.34, Brazil up 0.28, and Mexico down 0.21. In Europe, Germany was down 0.35, the UK down 1% flat or even. France down 0.22, Netherlands down 0.64, Spain down 0.13, Italy down 0.57, Switzerland flat at 0, and Portugal down 0.68. So far we've had nothing but red, other than Brazil. That was the lone green, and Switzerland at 0. Russian exchanges both red again today. The MOEX down 0.11, RTSI down 1.37, and the overnights, the Nikkei in Japan was up 1.98, Australia up 0.22, New Zealand down 0.41. In China, the Shanghai was down 0.93, the Shenzhen Component down 1.24, China A50 down 0.45, DJ Shanghai down 1% even, Hang Seng down 0.33, and the Taiwan weighted when it closed on the 19th up 0.27. All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. So looks like most of the world was in the red yesterday. I mean, you had a few, like I said, bright spots. Looks like Japan and the Nikkei was the best of the indexes yesterday. All right, let's get into the recap of the markets. S&P 500 snaps 8-day win streak as energy stocks slide. S&P 500 ended its 8-day winning streak, impacted by declining energy stocks and cautious trading ahead of the upcoming Jackson Hole Symposium, which is expected to provide insights into future monetary policy. Energy stocks fell as oil prices retreated despite ongoing uncertainty regarding a ceasefire deal in Gaza. Valero Energy, APA Corporation, and Marathon Petroleum were among the significant decliners in the sector. The situation in Gaza remains tense, with conflicting reports about the status of the ceasefire negotiations involving Hamas, the U.S., and Israel. I'm not sure why the U.S. is involved. It's not our battle, but, Israel is the 51st state, so we should probably be way involved there. I'm shaking my head no for those who are listening. All right, jumping back in, investors are keenly focused on the Jackson Hole Symposium, where Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell is set to speak. Market participants are looking for clues about the Fed's plans for interest rates, with growing expectations of a 25 basis point cut in September. However, some analysts suggest that Powell could hint at a more substantial 50 basis point reduction, though he's unlikely to be explicit about the Fed's future actions. In political news, attention is turning to the DNC, or the Democratic National Convention, where President Joe Biden addressed the nation last night. Vice President Kamala Harris, recently nominated as the party's presidential candidate, is now a key figure in the tight 2024 presidential race against Republican frontrunner Donald J. Trump. Is she really? I mean, I don't know anyone who would vote for that. I mean, again, I don't like either team. I think they're both awful. Whichever one will get mad enough to start having secession talks, I want them to lose. So if it means the Democrats lose and maybe Trump and his gang need to do some things to anger the left to force a split in the Republic, so be it. If the other way, if it's faster, if Team Kamala wins and makes Team Red mad enough to say screw it, either way, I'm happy. I'm just tired of the same old where I get robbed of taxes and everyone's just tug of warring over and arguing over stupid stuff. I mean, just things that don't have anything to do with the federal government, which most morons who vote have no understanding that the federal government only has like 3 functions, and it's common defense, making sure that you have a free trade zone between the states, meaning like tariffs and stuff like that, and negotiating or diplomacy with foreign countries. That's all. I mean, EPA, education, all these other things that they're welfare. These are not federal, not within the federal jurisdiction. All right, getting back to it. Robert Kennedy Jr. is reportedly considering abandoning his presidential campaign to potentially team up with Trump, although he may choose to continue as a third-party candidate. I think he's going to go whichever way is going to benefit him the most. On the corporate front, Lowe's lowered its annual profit and sales forecast, leading to a slight decline in its stock. In contrast, Palo Alto Network saw a significant rise after positive earnings, and Eli Lilly hit a 52-week high following promising results from a weight loss drug trial. Here's an idea if you want to lose weight: eat less, exercise more. It's a mystery. It does work. If you put less crap in your face and you eat, cleaner foods. I know the cleaner I eat, the more I got to eat. It's harder to get enough calories, and I'll start dropping weight. So I usually got to have a little junk food in my diet so that I don't waste away. But I make my own junk food. I don't buy the stuff out of the store. All right, next up, got an article here. U.S. workers more glum on compensation and work prospects, the New York Fed says. Survey by the New York Federal Reserve revealed increasing dissatisfaction among U.S. workers regarding their compensation, benefits, and career advancement opportunities. Oh, so sorry. The survey of Consumer Expectations Labor Market Survey for July reported that only 56.7% of respondents were satisfied with their pay, a decline from 59.9% in July of last year. Well, probably is because everything's more expensive, and what they were making, 3 or 4 years ago was probably, for someone who was comfortable. Today, you're not. I mean, it's gotten a lot tighter out there. The decline in satisfaction was notably higher among women. Shocking that they're women are never happy. Individuals without college degrees and those earning less than $60,000 annually. Despite the dissatisfaction, there was a slight increase in the number of workers planning to switch jobs, rising to 11.6% from 10.6% in July of last year. Additionally, a record high of 4.4% of respondents feared job loss, up from 3.9% a year ago. The survey also highlighted the concept of reservation wage, that's in quotes, the minimum salary workers required to accept a new job. This wage reached $81,147 in July, a slight decrease from the previous quarter, but still significantly higher than the $78,645 reported in July of 23. Despite this increase, expected salary offers for new jobs fell to $65,272 from $67,416 a year ago. So wages seem to be decreasing again. The New York Fed noted that while the reservation wage has increased by 31.4% since March of 20, when adjusted for inflation, the rise is only 8.2%. Yeah, because everyone got cost of living adjustments, indicating modest real gains. Workers' discontent coincides with easing inflation and rising unemployment. Yep, they can put lipstick on any pig and try to make it look good. All right, next up, this one's from Zero Hedge, $1 million gold bars for the first time ever. Gold is getting expensive. There was a time that my wedding, I don't wear it at my desk, but it's got, I don't know, like 10 or 11 diamonds in it in a channel. And when I bought it, in 1996, the diamonds were worth more than the gold. Today, it's kind of the other way around. All right. For the first time, a 400-ounce bar of gold bar has reached a value of $1 million, driven by gold prices exceeding $2,500 per ounce. This milestone reflects the growing interest among central banks and investors acquiring gold as a hedge against economic instability and currency devaluation. Gold prices have surged by about 22% this year, setting new records. This increase isn't merely due to gold becoming more expensive, but also because the U.S. dollar is weakening. As markets anticipate a shift towards easier monetary policy by the Federal Reserve, inflation is expected to rise again, further eroding the dollar's value. Everyone wants a rate decrease, and this is what it's going to cause. The Federal Reserve has already signaled a loosening of monetary policy by tapering its balance sheet reduction, which directly influences the money supply and contributes to inflation. As the dollar depreciates, gold becomes more expensive in dollar terms, making it an attractive investment. Economist Daniel LaCale noted that gold provides a stable hedge against inflation and currency debasement, unlike more volatile assets like Bitcoin. This stability has led central banks worldwide to increase their gold reserves with a net addition of 483 tons in the first half of the year, surpassing last year's record. As the value of U.S. treasuries declines, central banks are offsetting losses by buying gold, contributing to a trend of de-dollarization. This trend is expected to continue, suggesting that gold will likely reach more significant milestones in the future. And the dollar's headed towards the toilet, so that's exciting. All right. There was a time where a dollar was equal, or an ounce of gold was 32, 31, somewhere around, like basically $30 to $35. Not that long ago. I mean, probably in my dad's lifetime. So, yeah, it's not good. Not good at all. All right. One last article also from Zero Hedge. What Milton Friedman said 5 decades ago about government spending still holds true today. In a recent article, John Robson emphasizes the importance of focusing on government spending as a true measure of its size and impact on society, echoing Milton Friedman's famous maxim, quote, keep your eye on how much the government is spending because that is the true tax, end quote. Robson argues that public discourse should concentrate more on the principles of fiscal responsibility rather than the motives or tactics. He criticizes the complexity and opacity of government budgets, which are often filled with accounting tricks and long-term liabilities that obscure true costs. Robson highlights how government, despite their rhetoric of fiscal prudence, that's funny, often fail to achieve balanced budgets. He points out that all government spending, whether funded through taxes, debt, or inflation, ultimately imposes a burden on the economy. The notion of an unbalanced budget, as Friedman explained, is a myth since every dollar spent must be matched by a corresponding liability. Robson calls for greater transparency and honesty in accounting, advocating for all government spending and liabilities to be clearly recorded in on-book budgets. Hey, put them online and let us look through it. Actually, there was a guy, he just passed away. He had started the website Open the Books, and I think he was from somewhere in the Midwest out here, and maybe Illinois. And like I said, he just died recently, but that was his mission. Was I think he'd worked for the government, and then when he saw all the waste and fraud that goes on, he made his mission to provide that transparency to people. He warns that disguising costs through borrowing or off-book accounting practices only makes them harder to grasp and discuss, leading to greater economic burdens over time. Ultimately, Robin's plea is for a more straightforward and principled approach to public finance, where the real cost of government is acknowledged and debated openly. He argues that this clarity is essential for making informed decisions about the size and role of government, and ensuring that its benefits are truly weighed against its costs. I mean, what I would do is I would just fire everyone in the federal government today. It's like, sorry, your pension, bye, it's gone. We'll maybe do a small cash payout for anything that's in there, but you're done, you're fired. We'll rehire you if we need you. And off the top of my head, I think the only agency that really we would need to stand up almost immediately would be like the air traffic controllers. And I say that put a tax on every flight, and that's how you pay for them. So that should take care of that. All right. Well, that's everything that I had for today. If anyone needs anything from me, please go to DSAFinancialGroup.com. All my contact information's there. Need to get back on track for retirement or prepare for whatever's in front of us, give me a buzz. I'd be happy to help. All right. Well, hope everyone has a fantastical evening, and I shall talk to all of you again next time. Adios.